All right, good morning, brothers and sisters. Here we go. Uh, like usual, interesting morning. You know, and today's verse really, like usual, hits home, ministers to me, slaps me across the nugs. You know what I'm saying? Just like opens my eyes. We're in Proverbs 21, and there's two verses that stand out. Verses 1 and 2. Solomon writes this: "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, like rivers of water. He turns it wherever he wishes. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts." And as you see the theme this morning, again, it's an issue of the heart. As you know, this week's been it's been an Arctic weather, negative 20, which wind chill, negative 40. My battery died. My brother helped me out, missed 2 days of work. And a lot of you know I have a blower in my car because I had OWI last year. Been sober 6 months now, just about. And I have a problem with that now. It froze. I was told I can take it out whenever I need to for 20 minutes to put it back in there before it causes a violation. Took it out for 5 to defrost it, put it back in there, and it registered violation, and I'm locked out of my car for 4 days. I have no phone to call nowhere. I had no rights to work. I missed 2 days. I mean, it was just like, what am I going to do? Sort of freaking out. I'm like, Lord, what am I doing wrong? I don't understand, Father. I don't get it. I started to panic a bit, and my heart started to stray from trusting God. My heart started to wander a bit. And every morning when I pray, I ask God to heal me spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. And when I ask God to heal me emotionally, I ask Him to give me a heart like King David that would drive out evil and not go astray. This morning as I read this, king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. A good king has a pliable heart. A good king is easy to be persuaded by the Holy Spirit. A good man of God, like little irrigation channels, as you move them around, it kind of gets to where it needs to be. Same thing with a king's heart. A good king who fears God, a good man who fears God. It's easy for the Holy Spirit to minister to him and show him and guide him. And as I'm sitting here this morning thinking about, how am I going to do this? I got 4 days, started yesterday, didn't have a ride to work, was panicking. Reached out to a lot of brothers and sisters, and for some reason they didn't reach out back, and I was kind of I was troubled a bit. Like, I don't understand, Lord, what am I to do? Long story short, I have my children are all adults, I reached out to one of them, and then little by little they came together, and for the next couple of days, yesterday and today, my kids are picking me up and dropping me off to work. I'm going to have one of my children come stay with me so I can use her phone to make some phone calls and, get my stuff together. You know what I mean? And it's all going to work out. I know that. It's just the human part of me, the flesh side, the carnal side worries a bit now. Like, I can't miss work. God blessed me with this. Why would He take it from me? All the walking into the land of what ifs, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to, rejoicing that God is doing a good work. These are just little things here and there that God tests us to see, will we lose heart? Will we walk away? And I'm not going to walk away. No, that's not even an option. Just like wiping myself, and brushing my teeth, those aren't options. Just like reading the Word every morning, that's not an option. Walking away is not an option. Alcohol is not an option. What are my options? Well, I mean, they're limited. It's more like remain steadfast. The requirement, remain steadfast. Trust in Him. He'll get me to and from. He'll get me a new vehicle if I need one. He'll give me my necessities. I look at verse 21, verse 2 of chapter 21, where He says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts. And as I think about this, every man has a good opinion of himself. Like, what's happening to me? What did I do something wrong? Am I in sin? And I keep thinking of Job, and Lucifer and God. Lucifer saying was like, man, Job only loves you because you bless him. And God's like, you don't even know. God's like, if you only knew, Satan, if you only knew, you're seeing your side of the story. When yet the true side is God blesses Job because Job loves God. God doesn't love Job. God Job doesn't love God because God blesses him. Job just loves God because you know who God is. He understands who God is and he loves him. And that's where I'm at. I love God, regardless if my car doesn't work, regardless if I got to pay all my money and I have no food, I have no, regardless if I lose my car and lose my job. It's not going to detour me to walk away from God. God, you this and that. No, that's not an option. When it boils down to it, it's just a job. It's just a car. It's just an apartment. It's just food. In my last season, I lost everything a man could lose. Job, spouse, access to children, my sanity, trust in people, church brothers and sisters. You know, I lost all of them. But I didn't lose my salvation. I didn't lose access to Jesus. I didn't lose access to the Father through Jesus. I didn't lose my God. So as I sit here and think about this morning, you know, it's the issue of the heart. God weighs the hearts. My heart's desire is not to turn and get angry. God, how could you? God, I've been a sober man. I've been good. I've been in the Word, Father. I don't chase after women. I don't drink beer. I don't go to bars. I don't do drugs. As a matter of fact, I don't hang around them people no more. I stay away from them, kick them to the curb, and I stop it, Dave. It's like, no. It's like, okay, God, I know you're doing something. This might be the road you're taking me down to get me a new vehicle. I can't afford it. I can't afford none of it. But God could. That's the beauty of it, man. He could. And he will. I can't miss church. I can't miss word. You know, anywho, this morning as I get into the word, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. You know, a good man of God, as long as I remain steadfast to him, as long as I continue to trust in him, my heart stays available and sensitive to his spirit and to his hand moving me in whatever direction he wants me to go. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts. Here I am thinking, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm not doing anything wrong. And I'm not. But God knows my heart still. Do I desire to do wrong? Do I desire to get ahead of him? Do I desire? What is my true desire? My heart's desire. You know, so as I sit here, and it's a chin check for me to not get ahead of God, to trust the process. He told me what he's going to do, how he's going to do it. Trust him. Trust that it will work. Do not doubt. Do not fear. If you're going to fear God. If you're going to hate evil. But if I love him, I trust him. If I trust him, I trust the process. God is a good God. He does not set his children up for failure, but success, as long as you remain steadfast and trust him. So brothers and sisters, peace be with you. May the joy of the Lord be your strength. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Walk in wisdom. Apply it. 7 pillars of wisdom. Study them. Apply them. As you apply them, you will walk in it, and you're now much more wiser today than you were yesterday. Okay, may the joy of the Lord be your strength. And remember, choose wisdom over the world. God bless.